James.
That's absolutely living there.
That's all you need now. The moose taking the mick out you,
Not only do I get it on the sports bar, I've got to deal with it on here as well. I thought this was a professional shit, this one. What's going on?
That's getting low when the moose is taking the mick as well. You're in trouble, James, then.
Oh, it's going to be a long morning, mate. A long morning. Yeah, those were the results last night. Everton 3, Newcastle 0, and Spurs get beat at home 2-1 by West Ham. West Ham won their cup final last night. About time they won against us. It's been a while, I think. West Ham, they staged a stunning comeback, though, to inflict a third successive Premier League home defeat on Tottenham. It was the Hammers' 4th Premier League away win of the season, which currently puts them in 9th, just 3 points behind Spurs in 5th. What's happened? No win in 5 at Ange Postecoglou's side, and he was asked about that run after the game.
Not any more concerning than the fact that, like I said, we're failing to grasp that, playing good football is not enough. It's about, executing in the right areas, and that's what's costing us at the moment. If we're going to have growth as a team, we need to, understand that, in a game of football, when you are dominating an opposition, you need to have the ability to kill them off, and we had enough chances today to win that game comfortably, as we did against Villa. And you can say it's bad luck or it's well played, but ultimately it's a sign that we're not there yet as a team, which is no surprise. We've still got a long way to go, but also the areas where we need to keep growing.
That was Ange talking last night after the game, Ray. How did you see the game before I get into my Tottenham rant?
I thought Tottenham dominated the first half. There's no doubt about that. They got the opening goal. That's when you're looking at Tottenham's go on and win the game pretty comfortably. But credit to West Ham. They just kept in the game. They stayed in the game, which is the most important thing. I don't think David Moyes has been really happy with the first half performance. But the second half, I thought it was very good. They took their chances when they got them. Bowen took his goal very well. And obviously, Ward-Prowse. I think the goalkeeper's got to do better for Spurs, if I'm being honest. But then, the last 15, 20 minutes, I thought West Ham were very good. The way they was throwing their bodies in and the tracking back of people like Paqueta when he come back, that famous when he nicked it off the guy and then he smiled at the camera knowing that they've got the 3 points. So the commitment from West Ham second half was brilliant. Yeah, it really was.
What it was for me, Ray, was when I looked at West Ham, fair play to West Ham, dig them out and we have a laugh, but that was a top away performance in the end from them. When I watched Spurs play, mate, we're so open and it's free flowing and it's enjoyable and everyone's jumped on the bandwagon of Spurs are playing this great football, it's nice to watch. You still got to win games.
Yeah.
Like that. Our West Ham won last night is how you win big. Them games there. You see Manchester City winning games. You see Arsenal winning games like that. Like them ugly wins. Them wins that, that matter. And Spurs, we don't look like we can do that. We look like we're just going to concede goals. We're going to fold under pressure. And we've got to win games. 5 times we've gone up 1-0. Ray, this season 5 times we've been 1-0 up and we've lost.
You're giving teams a chance. That's the problem. And it's all about getting that second goal for me. If they score that second goal, probably the game's over. Because West Ham probably haven't got enough to come back into it. But the longer it goes, they're going to take a little bit more of a gamble. Look, don't get me wrong, they got a little bit of luck with the goals. I mean, especially the first one. But Bowen, what a good take as well, though. Right foot, no chance for the goalkeeper's point of view, but. It's a situation. Then suddenly their tails are up West Ham, but for me, the best thing for David Moyes last night was the defending. That last 15, 20 minutes, everybody was doing their little
Putting
bit.
The bodies on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's a big game. Obviously, it's a massive derby, West Ham Tottenham. But you could see the commitment from the players, and I think David Moyes would be more happy with that. Look, they took the goals well when they had to. But the commitment at that end and everybody working hard, even like the players who you think, well, they're luxury players, they're not going to work as hard. But there was, everybody put a real good shift in last night for West Ham's point of view.
Yeah, I thought we were poor, Ray. I was
finishing. Richarlison's got to score really for that header. I think that's a great chance. And I didn't realise he scored all these goals with his head, isn't he? He hasn't scored, I don't think.
Really?
I was listening to the commentary and someone mentioned it. We'll have to check it out. But
it wasn't Al commentating, was it?
Yeah, it might have been. He's still singing Sweet Carolina, probably Al, for the time. I wonder if he watched the game. I don't think he would have watched it.
I don't know if he had that on, mate.
It would have been blurry if he was watching it. But look, it's early days, really. I mean, Tottenham went off to that brilliant start. Now they've been put back in their place a little bit, if I'm being honest. And now
put back in their place.
Well, they have a little bit, haven't they? They have a little bit. They have a little bit. I mean, but they're still. Well, you do get above yourself sometimes. When you start doing well, you start the season well, And look, you could argue Arsenal do as well at times, but it's a situation now. He's got to give him a couple of transfer windows. He needs a few more players. There's no doubt about that. You know, losing Harry Kane, as much as, you know, it was good money for the club and he was never going to sign a new contract, you're still losing all them goals.
Yeah.
And it's always going to affect a team like Spurs, definitely. Yeah. When you lose your best player, it's going to affect you a little bit. As much as you don't want it to, it's going to.
Yeah.
Any team can't. You lose them sort of goals from Harry Kane, then, you know, it's going to be a problem.
We missed Harry Kane last night, mate. We did.
Oh,
we
yeah,
missed
definitely.
Harry Kane. And this is the thing now. This is the problem that Daniel Levy's got. Is everyone loves the manager. He loves the way we're playing. But in January, he has to make some serious signings.
Well, Daniel Levy...
signings, because it's nowhere near good enough.
I'll go back to Arsenal. I think it's a little bit like Arteta. Now, when you haven't got a manager that you don't... Is he going to do a good job for you? You really... Do you trust him with a load of money? That's the problem you have when you're an owner of a club. But if you think you've got the right manager, and I think he started his career at Tottenham, and he's a likeable man. I think most neutrals like him, doesn't he? The way he speaks and, you know, the way he comes across. Then you've got to give him a chance. You've got to give him money now to say, look, you've got to back me now. If you think I'm the right man, I need a bit of help. And look, every club needs a bit of help with a transfer window. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what Daniel Levy does now, because, you know, over the years... He's always been a little bit, you know, how much is he going to spend, how much the Spurs are going to spend. Now he's got to go, like, you know, if we're going to compete, try and be in that top four on a regular basis, we've got to go and spend money.
Yeah, absolutely. Elsewhere, Everton scored 3 times in the final 11 minutes to beat Newcastle, move out of the Premier League relegation zone already. After a 10-point deduction, they are out of it.
I was never in doubt that Everton will go down. Even at that time, and look, don't get me wrong, you've got to be realistic and say they're in it, but I just think they've got too much quality. I think Sean Dyche as well, I really thought that, you know, they're going to get a couple of good wins, especially at Goodison Park. You know, that crowd to get right behind you, and that can sometimes galvanise you, that you've been dropped 10 points. Right, let's get behind the team even more. And I think it was a great result last night. I know Newcastle are struggling a little bit with injuries at the moment, and they're doing such a great job with the players they've got. Yeah. Because they're playing week in, week out. And, you know, it's like lots of teams are rotating at times and resting players, but they can't. Newcastle ain't got enough players. They're bare bones, really.
Yeah, they're bare bones, yeah.
And they're going away to PSG. They're playing loads of football.
At the weekend. We're playing them
Well, this
Sunday.
should be an interesting game, yeah.
It's a massive game for Spurs at the weekend. You know, if they didn't have them points deducted, they would be currently sat in 10th above Chelsea, Everton. I mean, that shows how much of a good job he's done. Oh, yeah,
absolutely. And I never doubted him, did you, Sean Dyche? I mean, with his record in the Premier League. I know Burnley could argue, what was Burnley ever going to do? You know, their job every year was to stay up, probably. So he done that. So, you know, I didn't doubt Sean Dyche. I think it was a great appointment when they said Sean Dyche was going to be Everton manager.
I mean, in a way, Ray, I mean, it's almost galvanised them, that 10-point deduction, hasn't it? You know, they've got like a mentality now, like, right,
we all stick together. Everyone's having a go at us. We've got to stick together as a team and a club, and that's what's happened. And who they got? They got Chelsea at home again, and you know that'd be rocking again, Goodison Park. That's a tough game for Chelsea now, going there.
Yeah, tough place to go. We're going to talk about Spurs and Everton throughout the day, and it's going to be a tough one for me. I haven't even had my rant yet. It's 6:15.
I'm looking forward to this.
So I thought, I'll hold off until everyone's woke up. It's a little bit early for a rant at 6:15.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.